1 Corinthians 3, verses 10 through 15. According to the grace of God given to me, like a skilled master builder, I laid a foundation, and someone else is building upon it. Now this is Apostle Paul, but it also relates to us who tell of God's glory, of the gospel. According to the grace of God, only through His grace we're able to reveal Him through His wisdom, not ours. Skilled master builder, they've done their homework, they've put in the work, they've made the mistakes, they lived through it, they know what it takes on how to build the church through the truths of Christ. So I like to think that throughout my years of being a true believer, I am skilled and not yet mastered. Obviously, no one ever will be. But I know what the truth says. And it is my job, my responsibility, to make sure there's a firm foundation, obviously with the truths of Christ. Not my truths or opinions, but the Word of God. And someone else is building upon it. So I may plant a seed, right? Someone else could water it, tend to it. If I don't do it myself, obviously there's certain situations or people that you come close to that you can mentor. You could plant it, water it, tend to it, and watch it grow through the grace of God. But only God saves. So if I tell you the gospel and someone else explains it to you and gives you a deeper understanding, that somebody else is watering it and tend to it, mentoring you, that someone else doing that, all according to God's will, all for God's glory. All we do is tell. We can't save nobody. Only God can, and that's up to Him. Let each one take care how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Let each one take care how he builds upon it. So we have a responsibility to tell the truth, His truth. Not ours, not our opinions, not what we think it says, not my interpretation of. What does God declare? What does He proclaim? That's what we tell. And we have a responsibility to take care on how we build upon that foundation, which is Jesus Christ. Because Jesus Christ is the Son of God, is God in the flesh. So that's the first, foremost foundation, the root of it all. And if we don't have Christ, then we don't have nothing. Because He is the true God. So we have to be careful on how we build upon that truth. And what we say, how we say it, who we say it, and where we say it. Does it, all that has to come down to Christ. Christ crucified and resurrected. For no one can lay a foundation other than that which is laid, which is Christ. There's no other gospel. There is no other religion. There is no other God. There is no other anything other than the true God, Jesus Christ. Verse 12. Now if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. If anyone builds with gold, silver, precious stones, that represents quality, dedication, submission, sacrifice, to live a godly life, a righteous life, to be sanctified daily through our works. They're not perfect, but what is our intent when we do those things, when we say these things, how we live our life? What is our intent? What is our mindset when we do it? We could do a lot of good things, but with the wrong mindset, for the wrong reasons. And if we do, those are the wood and the hay and the straw. They get burned up. They're done. There's worthless. But when you test gold, silver, and precious stones with fire, they stand true. And the purity of it will blossom, will expose if your deeds were true or not. Each one's work will become manifest. They'll come about. They'll be exposed. No one will ever be able to hide what they have done. For the day will disclose it. What day? Judgment day. The day we die, right? For the Lord's day. He will disclose it. He will discern righteously. Everything you've done in public or secret, it will be exposed. It will be manifest. The fire will either consume it or reveal the truth in its purity of one's own heart. Because it will be revealed by fire. And the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. We'll see when that day comes if it was true or not. If the intent was a righteous one, a sacrificial one, or with ulterior motives for one's own selfish needs or pleasures or whatnot. Even if it's in the name of God, people do it for selfish reasons. Instead of God doing the work through them, they do it for Him, and we can't do nothing perfectly. Verse 14, if the work that anyone has built on the foundation survives, he will receive a reward. So this judgment day is not talking about judging sin or salvation or not. It's talking about our deeds that we've done here. Now our works won't save us, but because we're saved, we will do those works out of gratitude. We will live our life doing these things out of His glory, for His glory. Will it survive? Will it stand the test of fire? Will you burn and be consumed with wood, hay, straw, insignificant actions, wasting away the days? Or silver, gold, precious stones, something of quality, of value? It's not about salvation, but it's about rewards that we will receive in heaven. There's different levels of heaven. If anyone you didn't know that, there's different levels, just as there's different levels in hell, depending on your evil deeds. Some will barely make it there, and their suffering won't be as much as others. You know, a thief won't suffer as much as a murderer, I'm supposing. Same thing with heaven, though. The more we submit to Christ and do these works for Him, through Him, with a pure intent for His glory, we will receive rewards for that. Whatever that may be, I can't even imagine, and I can't wait. So I look forward to doing good deeds and doing good things and living a righteous life, because I know they're stacking up. Just as every sin is stacking up for me, that will be judged. Likewise, the good things. Again, this isn't for saving or damning, but this is for reward or lack thereof. Verse 15, if anyone's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, though he himself will be saved, but only as through fire. Like, you just barely made it to heaven. We're in heaven, we're not going to complain, but we just barely made it there, negating the gifts and rewards that we could get. It's like having a house, right? You either A, move out, take your time, get all your belongings, all your precious things, you plan it out, you do your work, and you move out nice and calm. You have all the things that you've stored, you kept them all, everything's nice and calm and easy. You move out of that house. Or that house is burning. You're not thinking about doing nothing else. You're just trying to get out of there, not thinking of what's going on, not even contemplating. and you just barely make it out of your house safely. Everything else is destroyed and burned and consumed. There is no reward. Your life is the main reward. So you're thankful and grateful for that. But if you had took your time to pray, to seek God, to do His will, to submit to Him, to be transformed by Him, not only just regenerated, but sanctified. You're already justified. And when that day comes, when you'll be glorified, will you have your rewards? Or you just barely made it? So it's something to consider for how we live the rest of our lives. We don't do it because we have to. But aren't we grateful that our soul is saved and we have a home in eternity in heaven? That we do the works of God here? That we tell the gospel to other people? To tell them the truth of who God is and what He has done, can do? Let's not waste our days. Let's not just do things just cause. Let's have a purpose. And even if that purpose is just focused on you to do those things and not on others, or planting or tending, but your very life lived is telling of the gospel. People looking at you, people hearing you. So let's make sure that we have a correct understanding of the word, sacrificing our own life to live His life so that others can see Him through you and come to Him so that they can be saved. May this bless one, may this bless many. God bless.